Well, hey guys and gals, it's Hex here, and today I've got something for you. This is a modern survival house. It's a very small, modern survival house, and it's just perfect for, it could be a starter house, I guess, maybe like a second house. You probably wouldn't be able to build this by your first night, but maybe by your second or third night in the game, you might be able to build this out, at least the main structure of it. So basically all it is it's a very simple modern design built in the middle of basically a farm. So we have some farmland around it, we've got some sugar cane, and we've got a little bit of cows. And I like the modernist styling to it. I really like the way that the signs up at the top kind of make it and give it a little bit of extra detail, and I like the carpet on the roof. It makes it look like it actually has a flat roof, but also makes it unspawnable. So nobody can spawn up there and keeps yourself safe. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn my shaders off so that we can move about a little bit more. My computer's a toaster, but I did want to show you what it looks like with shaders because it looks so pretty. Okay, here we are with the shaders off. I think it still looks awesome with the shaders off. That was my goal, was to make it so that it looked really nice in just regular old-fashioned vanilla Minecraft. I do have the faithful texture pack on that has like what, 32 by 32 I think, so it's a slightly higher resolution than vanilla. I think the vanilla textures are just a little bit too pixelated for me, but anyways, I think it looks absolutely awesome, and let's take a look at some of the details. So first of all, we've got a little gate, and we actually have double gates with pressure plates here that when you run through the gate, it will automatically close the gate behind you. You have to open it manually, and then it'll close the gate behind you. The reason I have it manual open is because if a mob should get in here, it won't be able to get through the gate. And if a mob comes to that gate right there, it won't be able to like just step on the pressure plate and walk on through. That's what that's about. Let's see, we've got some gravel, some paths along here. Got some nice sugar cane. We've got a little field for some cows and sheep. And you can customize the farmland around to be whatever you want it to be. But as you can see, I have it lit up with a ton of these lanterns, which are fairly easy to get early game. I know that you have to convert ores into lanterns, but you could use torches if you wanted to as well until you're able to get enough iron, that is, to be able to make those. Anyway, I ramble on. Let's go inside. So inside we have a nice little entryway, a little painting here, a little shelf right there. I don't know what that's for, but just add some detail. We've got a little table with a lantern on it and some more survival features. Here on the floor we have a couple of blast furnaces, and then we have regular furnaces all through here. And then we have our storage right here. I named the materials, and I just give them funny names because all these chests are empty. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double chests in here, and you could put more if you needed to. There is space and room, but I just put 5 double chests in here. And then we've got a nice little shelving unit that's, you know, just kind of fun to look at. Got a little creeper head on there. I know that's not an early game thing, but just some decorations to make it look nice. Okay, upstairs, second floor, we have a bed. I decided to make the second floor the bedroom so you could get to it relatively quickly. I think aesthetically having it on the top floor would have been better, but this floor is good. We have a little chest here to keep your secret stash, and then armor stand, lantern. Next floor up, have some different things in here. We've got a loom for crafting banners. We have some maps of the area, or the same map twice of the area there. And then we have a little cartography table for making maps and just mapping the area, just to map the area around you in case you wanted that. Of course, you can change any of these levels to be whatever you want them to be, but I was just thinking about like how I would lay my survival house out if this was mine. Upstairs, we have a brewing stand right here. We've got the brewing stand, we have a little bit of netherwort, and we have a couple barrels to hold some different potions and maybe some supplies, and a little window here to keep an eye on our surroundings, and it's nice to look out there. You do have roof access here, so you can jump up here and shoot baddies with your bow if you want to, or your trident or whatever. You can come up here and check things out, or crossbow too, huh? Like that. And then again, this is non-spawnable up here because we have all carpets and a trapdoor. There is a basement to this, so if we go all the way down to the bottom floor, down to the basement, we have a full enchanting room that you can get up to 15 levels, plus a place for an anvil and a grindstone there, so you have all of your enchanting needs down here. And then behind me, there's a door that you could use to take you down to your mine. I just kind of dug an example mine right there, and now I'm stuck in my example mine. But you get the idea that you can walk down there and do your mining down there. Okay, you're going to start things off with the foundation of some birchwood planks. I'm using birchwood planks because I'm in a birchwood forest. You could also have used dark oak, or you could use whatever you want as far as your material. But I'm using birchwood, and that's what that one is over there as well, the one I just showed you. Okay, so you're going to start things off, and this one here is 4 wide by, I believe, 8 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm using torches as counters, by the way, just so you can count it easily. So 4 by 8. And then on the 4th block back here, you're going to come back, you're going to come over 1, 2, 3 blocks. And then you're going to go 7 back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then come over here and connect it up to this rectangle like that. I filled the floor in of this rectangle here with more birchwood planks, and then right here we're going to need to dig down, but we'll break that out later. And then right here I have 2 blast furnaces. I have 6 regular furnaces, and then 2 blocks of glowstone. You could also just put 2 torches under there for now, or you could just fill it in with these sprucewood, the birchwood planks as well, if you don't have any glowstone on you. This is just to decorate because I'm going to put chests on top of this, and that would just be to add some lighting to the chests. So it's not necessary that you do the glowstone. Okay, next what you're going to do is you're going to bring everything up by 1 block in these areas. So you're going to have 4 blocks of the birch planks there. You're going to have this whole wall will be birch planks, birch planks, birch planks, birch planks. And then right here, so 2 away from the end, you're going to have a white stained glass. Now, if you want to use clear glass, I think it would work just fine, but it's not too hard to get white dye because it's just, you know, kill a couple skeletons, you got some bone meal, and yeah, so if you got, anyway, it's not too hard to make it. Then from the front here, or 2 blocks further away, you have a door, and then 2 blocks from that is the front here, and then in the front you have 2 blocks of glass here, and 2 blocks of glass there using the white glass panes again. Now, if you want to do a little extra detail, you can put a couple of stair blocks here. If you don't like the stair blocks there, then you can just go like that, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're well, something like that. Okay, next you're going to bring all those walls up to a total height of 16, but only on the left rectangle like this. So you're going to bring, did I say 16? I meant 13. Up to 13. So 1. Let's get our counters out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All the way up there. Lucky 13. And then this window will come all the way to the top except for that block right there. Then over here what you've got is you're going to bring everything up all the way up 13 blocks except for right here at the 6th block. So this is number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to leave this gap right here because that's going to be the way that you're going to see into this rectangle. And then you're going to come all the way across and go up to the 13th block, except for right here, 2 blocks below the top, you're going to build a window all the way across like this. And then the back is just filled all the way up 13 tall. One more spin around. Okay. Also, I put in a couple of stair blocks here that are upside down to go with our right side up ones. I think on the version over there, I did it like this. Depends on what you like, or if you want to just do it all out of planks. I feel like this is kind of a tall and sort of boring building, so I tried to create just a few little areas where there was some difference that made it interesting. Anyway, the tour around. All right, on the smaller rectangle, you're going to bring its height up to a total of 7 blocks. So from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This window is only going to go up 6. And by the way, I didn't mention it before, but this front window also stops at the top there like that. I don't think I mentioned that before, but you probably saw it. Anyway, on this side right here, 2 blocks below, you've got this window here that goes all the way across except for the 2 end blocks like that. The back is just all solid like this, and it does in fact overlap like that. Okay, coming into the inside, you're going to fill the entire floor here with blocks that are, these half slabs that are 1, 2.5 blocks up. So on the third block, you put a half slab at the top. So an upside down half slab, I think that's what they're called. And then you're going to fill in all of this like this, except for that corner. And then you're going to come across here and leave this open so that you can have your chest going all the way up. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing on the next floor up. So 1, 2.5 like that. And then fill this in like this. And leave this block open right here because that's where our ladder is going to go. And then again, 1, 2.5 like this. All the way across, except for that corner. And then you're going to follow the bottom. I'm just kidding. And then on the top, you're going to leave it, let's see. Sorry, I didn't get to the top yet. You're going to leave 1, 2, and 3 blocks open, and then you're just going to fill in the top with full blocks like this. Unless you want the half slabs, you totally could put it to have a little bit more headroom, but it's not necessary, I don't think. And then you're just going to fill in the top like that. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to come and you're going to grab your oak wood trapdoors or whatever trapdoor you like, and also some ladders like this, and you're going to put in a trapdoor, and then you're going to put ladders going downwards from that, or you're probably in survival mode would be going up, and then another trapdoor here, and then basically 2 ladders going up, and then starting from the bottom you'd put 2 ladders there, and then a trapdoor like that. And in that way you have this, but then you can close the trapdoor if you want a little bit more room to move around. You don't have to worry about falling down the stairs. Okay, that's the interior for the moment. We'll come back and decorate it in a little while. Let's do some exterior details. Okay, on the very ground level, go ahead and build a little perimeter around it, around the build that is about 2 blocks out from this thing. I think I went about 3 towards the back here. I kind of did a rough perimeter, so it's not exactly 2 blocks everywhere. So like right here, it's 3, and then right here, like in the corner, it's a little bit more cramped. And then in this corner, it's a little bit more cramped. But I kind of wanted to make it sort of somewhat rectangular with a little bit of elements of circleness to it as well. It does not have to be like exactly precise, but this is what I did. And I did a mixture of gravel and smooth stone. Now, if you don't have the smooth stone or the gravel, you can swap out some of the gray block, but I think the gravel and the smooth stone look better together than the other combinations. So do what you like. Next here at the door, what you're going to do is take some oak wood slabs, or some other color than this would be ideal. Some other color than your main color. And so then I used oak wood slabs across here, and those are on the bottom so that A, mobs can't spawn on them, and also B, you can hang a lantern. And then right here, we're going to have to make this a solid block and then put a button, unless you want the button over the door and want both sides to look like that. But I think that looks okay, pretty cool, kind of interesting. Then from there, these signs, these are just signs right here. There's 2 signs, and they're on every single block from here all the way up to the top of this window. And then there's only 2 of them. So 1, 2, 1, 2 this way. And then at the top of the window, they go all the way around the entire build. And then the second layer goes all the way around the entire build, except for there's gaps where there's windows, obviously. Like that. Okay, those signs, they make it look really cool, but they do not do anything. They're not like part of the survival part or anything. They just look cool. So you could add those later if you're trying to get this thing up for survival purposes. Okay, then on this build, you're going to do the same thing. So at the second block down, you're going to go all the way around with the signs all the way to here, and then a second row all the way here, but then obviously leave a gap for the window. And then that is the exterior and the house itself built. I will show you how to do the farmland and the interior as well, but yeah, for now, that is it. If you want to do your own farmland and stuff around it, then you totally can, or your own interior, but I will show you the rest of that in just a second. All right, so the next part is, it's really up to you, like how aesthetically you want to make this. What I wanted to do is to create a rough circle around my build. And by rough circle, I mean like it has an inconsistent radius, and also, whoa, sorry about that. And also it has it's not really like a perfect pixel circle. It's just kind of like rounded-ish is the best way I can describe it. So what I did is I came out 9 blocks from here, this way. I came out of 7 blocks this way, 7 blocks in the back, and then another 9 over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fence. So I'm going to get out some birch fence is what I used. And I'm just going to come around and just kind of eyeball a circle. And I think if you eyeball a circle, that'd probably be the best way to do it, because if you looked up a pixel circle, it would look a little bit too perfect, I think. Because what I'm trying to do is create, like, you know, some farmland here that is somewhat circle-esque. I would recommend doing sort of a longer stretch of some fence along here. And of course I had to tear out some of my landscaping around here to get this to all fit on the same plane. But that's the general idea. And then we're just going to kind of come this way a little bit, and then this way. And then if you're familiar with making pixel circles, you know that kind of on the edges, that's where they sort of start to get a little bit more diagonal. And then they kind of get back to the more straightish, I don't know why I keep derping that part, area like right in here. So something like that, right? I mean, this is definitely not a pixel circle, but it's kind of ish. All right, so you're going to do that like all the way around your build with the fence. And then you're going to replace some of these fence blocks, especially like corners, with some solid birch blocks. Wow, I just went way off of where I was trying to go there. Okay, something like that. Now, as you can see, this is not a circle. It looks more like a deformed egg. But that's kind of the thing that you're going for, is something that looks a little bit more farmlandish rather than perfect as far as a geometric shape. Okay, next what you can do is go ahead and line each one of these strips that are like your path into the center of your base here with fence. And then go ahead and line this sort of concrete and gravel area in the middle with fence as well. It's like I forgot a spot. So you're just going to like literally just line it like this, all the way around like that, and do the same thing all the way around on the inside. And then on the outside, what I did is I replaced some of the fence blocks, especially corners. So like this corner right here, I broke some of those and put in a full block of the birchwood planks. I think that stripped birchwood logs would also look awesome, or regular logs of some sort would look awesome as well. But I used the planks just to kind of keep the resources down to a minimum. And then I put these stone brick walls right here. If you only have cobblestone walls, those will also work. And then of course a lantern on top like that. Okay, then what you also want to do is put some lanterns like in the middle of your path about. And when I say about the middle, I mean about the middle, right? You don't necessarily need to find the exact middle, although that probably was the exact middle. Just something like that. And the reason you want to do that is to keep the mobs from spawning in those areas. And then go ahead and do the same thing with lanterns all the way around. Now, if you don't have lanterns, if you don't have enough iron to make some lanterns, then torches will work just fine too until you get lanterns. The lanterns just look way better, I think, and I like them. And they're really, you know, it does take iron to make them, but because it's iron nuggets, it doesn't take a whole lot of iron to make a decent number of lanterns. So I thought that lanterns would be the way to go. All right, like that. And then, of course, you want to take your gates, your birchwood fence gates or whatever you're using, and you want to block off that side and that side. Oops. And then you want to take a pressure plate. I would use a stone one and put it on the inside of these like this. And when I say inside, I mean closest to the house. That way when you're leaving, you don't have to worry about opening the fence gate. It's just like you saw me do that earlier. And then also when you come in, you don't have to worry about closing it behind you because it'll close automatically when you run over the pressure plate. That works really, really nicely. Works really well, I think. Okay, then go ahead and do some farmland in these areas. The way that I did that is I just simply took and I got my birchwood slab. And then, let's see, right there. Take your birchwood slab, and then I've just found some places where I would need to put a water bucket, like maybe there, and maybe like here. And then put those in, and then put the slab on top. I think it's easier to put the water in first and then put the slab, to waterlog the slab that way. Because the other way around, it's really easy to accidentally place it on the ground and then make a water mess, but it doesn't really matter. And then go ahead and do this, and then till the ground and plant your crops like that. Do that anywhere you want the water. And then, of course, to do the sugar cane, what I do is that you just go and you make just rows and fill them in with water, and then you plant your sugar cane like this in rows like that. And then if you want to, you could put the slabs on top of those as well to waterlog them. I think those have to be source blocks like that. That way you can walk in between them if you want to, or you could use lily pads if you happen to have some of those, or whatever. Okay, the last detail that you're going to want to do is put the carpet on the top. So I used the gray carpet like that. If you don't have gray carpet, find yourself a sheep, find yourself a couple of ink sacks from some squid, and a little bit of white dye from some bone meal, from some what do you call those guys? What are those guys called? They're called squid, Hex. That's what they're called. And then you're gonna do that. And I forgot to do the ladder right here. Here we go. Here's our ladder. And you just take a ladder up, and then I used the birchwood trapdoor at the top here. So let's grab ourselves a birchwood trapdoor, put that right there, and there you go. Now the mobs can't spawn on there. And it also makes like it's a flat roof, like I don't know what they make flat roofs out of, like tar, I guess. So the tar or the surfacing of the flat roof, and on the edge it just gives you like this very nice little gray bit right there, which makes the build look really modern. Okay, here's a look at the final build once again over here. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. So the interior, what I did is right in here, I put a painting. And then on the ground, what I did is I put a combination of gray carpet. So this is actually a carpet block right here. And then this is a wool block right here that I actually took out the ground, put in a wool block, and then did that. That way the carpet kind of has a little bit of a texture to it that looks nice. Okay, I just did some carpet here and there. And then right here we did a bookshelf, which is just some trapdoors like that. And then I put some things on the bookshelf. If you want to put different things that are a little bit more useful to you in survival, go ahead and do that. But I just put some decorations like a creeper head, a little potted sapling, and then some other stuff. And then right here I did a trapdoor, and then two signs on the side of that trapdoor to make a little table. And then we've got a couple of pictures of flowers right there. If you don't have room to put a flower pot, what you can do is you can actually just make a picture of a flower by putting an item frame and a flower in it. And that's the same as like having an actual flower pot. Well, it's not exactly the same, obviously, but it's also, you know, it's cool like that. Like it makes it so that basically you've got a flower planted. And then of course you're going to want a button to open your door with. I put a birch door on here, but if you want to make your build super secure, then you would put an iron door in its place. On the second floor, we'll get to the basement in a minute, don't worry. Second floor, I put an armor stand right there. Bed right here, solid block with a pot, painting, a couple more item frames. And then right here we have a chest with a carpet on top and a trapdoor to kind of conceal that. Right here I did some fence, and then right here I did some oak wood signs right here just to give the fence a little bit more of a detail like that. And then right here we have an iron bar with a lantern. Next floor up, a cartography table and a book, ink and quill right there. And then just a little trapdoor just to kind of conceal the ugly side of the cartography table. Right here I put a loom exactly in this block, because this block right here is actually, you can break that out like that because it's sort of a joint between the two rectangles. And so the loom can go right in that joint. And now I don't have a loom, and I'm not going into my inventory to get one. Anyway, a couple of banners, another item frame flower, and then another table with the signs and the trapdoor like that. Trapdoor there just for fun, and your maps here, and then I put a couple signs here. Probably I would put what is in the map on these signs, but I just didn't do that for time reasons. And right here, we've got just some soul sand. So I've got 1, 2, 3 soul sand, and then a a waterlogged half slab right here. And the reason I did that is so that you can fill your water bottles easily by just flipping this down, and then you can fill your water bottles using that water source. And then the brewing stand, of course, with a hopper on top of it to kind of help make the brewing process a little easier. I put some signs across here to kind of conceal these things, and then we've got some barrels and the lantern there and the window behind. And then, of course, the top, you've seen that. Now, the basement, what I did on the basement is I dug down, let's see, 2 blocks below. And then because I had these wool blocks on here, I put 1, 2, 3, so these are 6 trapdoors that are birchwood trapdoors on there just to make it have a consistent ceiling. And then I dug it out so that right here we have our bookshelves, bookshelves, bookshelves. And then right here, behind here, there's a block like that. And then that way I can put a lantern right here because you don't actually need a bookshelf right there to have your full enchantment levels, and then bookshelves. And then there are bookshelves in the corner like that to make the full enchantment. Like that. So there's 15 of them around, and then we have our signs right there just to kind of give a little detail. And then over here in the corner, I dug this corner out and put in the anvil, and of course the grindstone was right there. And then right here behind where the bookshelf was, we have a door down to the mine shaft. Well, guys and gals, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope you try this building in your world, in your survival world. I think it's really nice and aesthetically cool, and also like really good for survival. So let me know how it turns out. And for now, I hope you're having an amazing day, staying safe, washing your hands and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, God bless.